Behrooz, come on down. Maziar is an architect who specializes in sustainable building. His work, The Arc House, was just built in East Hampton and featured recently in the Wall Street Journal as well as Wallpaper magazine.
Hi, my name is Maziar Behrooz. I'm going to talk about architecture today. As we all know, there's an ongoing dialogue, you could call it a fight, in architecture between form and function, between beauty and convenience. I don't think that you can really have both. In fact, I would submit to you that all works of architecture must be unpractical and inconvenient to be great. And to prove my point, I'm going to cite Philip Johnson, who said, "I would rather live in the nave of Chartres Cathedral and go out of doors to the John," preferring beauty to convenience. And the relationship is something like this: the more inconvenient your building is, the more great the architecture. And I'm going to prove this by pointing out 6 of my favorite works of architecture and see how inconvenient they might be. Of course, we're going to start with the Guggenheim Museum by Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the greatest works of architecture ever. And as we all know, incredibly inconvenient to hang paintings in, unless of course you paint on curved canvases, and the curvature precisely matches the curvature of the building's walls. To top this off, Daniel Libeskind in the Denver Art Museum creates a museum no less, with no straight walls. To face art straight on, you have to float, like he does here in this slide, using the power of his glasses and tilt forward. Very inconvenient, but great architecture. John Haydock, the esteemed previous dean of Cooper Union, in this small, beautiful house that he calls a three-quarter house, consisting of only 3 rooms and a bathroom, extends a corridor that's 192 feet long. Not convenient, but one of my favorite projects, but one of my favorite architects. Peter Eisenman, in his house number 3, goes through a rigorous process of shifting a cube within another cube that results in a column in the middle of the master bedroom bed. Both the column and the bed are kept, and the husband and wife kept apart. Inconvenient? Depends on your marriage, I suppose. Raymond Abraham, in House Without Rooms, creates a house without rooms. No need to say anything further here. Inconvenient for sure. Great architecture, absolutely. And of course we have to talk about the Parrish Museum. Even though Terry Sultan is here tonight, by Herzog de Meuron. It's 622 feet long, which actually isn't too long for a museum of this scale. It's pretty convenient. Does that mean it's not great architecture? Not to worry. The roof acts like a 620-foot long gutter, which could provide many opportunities for inconvenience. My own Arc House was not inspired by the beautiful architecture of bucolic East Hampton, but by an F-16 coming out of an airplane hangar. What do you think? It's inconvenient? The builder shown here doesn't think so. He's having a tough day, you might say. Here he's bolting the pieces of corrugated galvanized roof together to form a self-supporting, columnless roof that hits the ground at both ends. And having kind of noted the parish's drainage issue and Frank Lloyd Wright's constant leaks, I toyed with the idea of letting the water that comes off the roof just spill all over and cause havoc. I succumbed to practicality and installed a rainwater collection system at the 2 ends of the arc. On the inside of the arc, however, I refused to fill the unusable space at the 2 ends with practical closet space. In fact, you'll hit your head if you walk in there. Very inconvenient, but potentially really good for architecture. So you drive down a submerged garage to a submerged garage, park your car, and walk, as you see in this plan down here, 230 feet from there to your bedroom. John Haydock, eat your heart out. Of course, you could also walk up the front, but that wouldn't be architecture. The kitchen. A view from above, and a view through above, and a view from the living room is really a complete failure. It works really well. It's convenient. The owners love cooking in it. And here's a picture of friends who visited the construction site. We have Dennis Oppenheim, Vito Acanci, John Zizovici, Lawrence Wiener, Tammy Merrick, one of the owners, Bob Stansel is in here, and Jamie Ellis, who just presented, and Alice Hope, looking all very distracted. So the Container Art Studio is made of two 40-foot shipping containers placed side by side on a concrete foundation. The day the boxes arrived in this densely wooden site in Amagansett, I thought I hit the jackpot of inconvenience. But the 6,000-pound boxes were put on the foundation in less than half a day. And a few months later, the whole thing is done and completed. Very easy. And you enter, you see a sitting area on the left and an office space on the right, looking over a painting studio below. Really convenient. This is a picture of the sitting area above, and you come in and you walk down to a painting studio, and there's 18-foot tall ceilings, north-facing windows. Everything works really well, really disappointing. And right after construction was finished, thank God, we developed a roof leak. My hopes were raised, but the owner fixed the leak and ruined my chances of claiming great architecture. Embrace inconvenience.